Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show. Well, today I'm not in my best of health, so probably this broadcast you might not find me having lots of enthusiasm, but I will try my best. Well, as far as today's report is concerned, I'm definitely going to start off with a massive victory by Bangladesh over West Indies in the second one-day international at the same ground where Bangladesh had a 1-0 series lead, and now Bangladesh have got a 2-0 series lead. The last time that Bangladesh had a massive victory, that was against Scotland, but what they have done now is going to really go a long way for them to really worry any opposition, because as you know, West Indies are T20 champions. They are the current reigning T20 World Cup champions. In fact, Bangladesh had such a big victory, and I'm sure the whole of Bangladesh would be rejoicing, because in their history they have never had a victory by a massive margin over any big team, and to beat West Indies by 160 runs at the Sheikh Abu Nasser Stadium in Khulna was quite an achievement. In fact, Bangladesh were the ones who actually batted first, and West Indies were the ones who actually inserted the Bangladeshis in, and Bangladesh went to a score of 292 for 6. Now, as far as Bangladesh 292 for 6, it was mainly the contribution coming in from the hometown hero, 19-year-old youngster Anamul Haque, right-hand batsman. We saw that he made 41 in the first match, but it was not very impressive, but yes, he was definitely impressive. But today, what one could see about Anamul Haque, he looks to be, from what I have seen his batting yesterday, he looks a real complete player. I mean, he would have definitely he was the man of the match with his maiden century in one-day international cricket, and he's just playing his second match, and that too against West Indies, making 120 runs of 145 deliveries, 13 fours and 2 sixes, and his captain Mushfiqur Rahim joined him in a beautiful partnership which took the score from 21 for 2 for Bangladesh to 195, with Mushfiqur Rahim also playing some beautiful strokes, making 79 of 87 balls with 8 fours and 1 six. I'm just going to talk about Anamul Haque today. I think Bangladesh have definitely unveiled an youngster who is going to probably stay in the Bangladesh team for a long time. Probably I'm speaking a bit early because Anamul Haque is now playing only in Bangladesh. Anamul Haque, as you know, he has been the under-19 captain of the Bangladeshi cricket team. But what was very good to see about Anamul, if you see his stance, he has a very crouch stance when he stands. But whenever he used to play, he has strokes on both the sides of the wicket. He was very severe on anything bowled wide and short. He used to just slam them past the point area for 4. He's good square off the wicket. He also plays the late cut very well. Yesterday he employed the late cut a lot, and also whenever anything is on the pads, he's quick to pounce upon it and send it to the fence. So, and what was very good about Anamul Haque's batting, what I said, there's a lot of application, there's no doubt about it, but he's an youngster, he's just 19 years old, so that really tells you the story. And Anamul Haque, what I saw about him was he was a player who was very determined, and this is his home ground, and what a proud moment it is. He took the man of the match for scoring his maiden century. He truly deserved it. The way he played, I mean, let me tell you, this was a good attack. Even though Kemal Roach was not there, it was Ravi Rampal, Andre Russell, Darren Sammy. One of the modest attacks, I would say. But Anamul Haque was quite impressive. In his second one-day international, going on to make 120 in front of his home crowd. And as I said, he has all the shots in the book. Probably the pull shot is something that he needs to really get on. Probably the short ball is something that he needs to really work on. But that will definitely come with passage of time. But I think Bangladesh have definitely invested in a very talented youngster like Anamul Haque. And the way he played, as I said, all sides of the wicket he could play strokes. And what was good about his stroke making that I liked was whenever he used to play his strokes, he used to play the stroke with gay abandon, in the sense there was a lot of force. The strokes were not just merely effortless. It was a lot of effort. There was a lot of force behind the strokes. And what one saw about Anamul Haque was he built his innings gradually along with Mushfiqur Rahim at the other end. Mushfiqur Rahim was always goading the youngster, and Anamul Haque was absolutely following it to a T. And Anamul Haque, what he did is, he also played the spinners. We saw that he could use his feet against the spinners. He was very good against Sunil Narine. He did that, and then once he reached his century, he had a different game plan. In fact, he went and slammed Andre Russell for 2 sixes and a boundary, and then sacrificed this. He got out. So that really says about a player. Once he got to his century, he was absolutely overjoyed. Why not? But he also unveiled some very, very big strokes. So this youngster is looking pretty capable. I think Bangladesh have definitely unveiled a very, very talented youngster in Anamul Haque, the right-hand batsman. So as I said, as far as since I was really talking about this very talented youngster Anamul Haque, I couldn't really talk to you, but well, it all started with Tamim Iqbal actually giving his wicket away to Russell. He went on the pull shot. He was gone for 5. Naeem Islam was also out for a short one. He fended at a ball from Rampal. He was gone for 6. And then this partnership with Anamul Haque made 120 of 145 balls, 13 fours and 2 sixes, 174-run partnership, taking the score from 21 for 2 in the 7th over to the 37th over, when Mushfiqur Rahim departed after playing a very, very captain's innings of 79 of 87 balls. And with the 6 that he hit of the bowling of Sunil Narine was a real treat to watch. He just he's really very good on the onside. He just slammed Sunil Narine over mid-wicket. It's like a sweep shot, slog sweeping Sunil Narine over mid-wicket for a 6. And he was also superb with his stroke play, and as you know how he plays. After that, Nasir Hussain was dismissed very cheaply for 4. Mominul Haque also impressed. He came in the other day. He couldn't get a chance when he was making his debut, but today was his first game after coming to the Bangladesh team, and Mominul Haque really showed a sense of urgency by scoring a quick 31 of 29 balls with 2 fours and 1 6. The finishing touches were given by the Mashraf-e-Murtaza, which was good to see. He slammed 18 unbeaten runs of just 6 deliveries with 1 4 and 2 sixes, and taking this Bangladesh score on to 292 for 6 of 50 overs. And as I said, that was a very good performance by Bangladesh. In the end result was there for all to see, with Bangladesh actually defeating West Indies by a massive margin and their highest ever win over any team in their one-day history, by meeting them by 160 runs. Well, because of all this, Ravi Rampal, even though he bowled 10 overs, he was a bit guilty of bowling a lot of short. Anamul Haque and Mushfiqur Rahim were taking advantage of that. Rampal, but let me tell you, it was absolutely overshadowed because he had 5 for 49 of 10 overs with 1 maiden. Andre Russell, 9 overs, went for 58 runs and 1 wicket. Sami bowled 5 overs, costing him 35. Sunil Narine, 10 overs, 1 maiden, none for 48. Continues to struggle in Bangladesh. Dwayne Smith, 9 overs, costing 46, and Marlon Samuels bowled 7 overs for 50 runs. So the part-timers were introduced, but they definitely received a lot of tap from the Bangladeshi batsmen. As far as West Indies were concerned, it was not a story which to be told at all, because they really surrendered the wickets. The pressure started building on them. In fact, at one stage, because of the huge target that Bangladesh put, the spinners started putting a lot of pressure on the West Indies batsmen. Haque Ghazi, once again, he continues to impress. He's another talented youngster from Bangladesh. 7.1 overs, 2 maidens, 21 runs and 3 wickets. He captured the wicket. This time for a change, he didn't take the wicket of Chris Gayle. Chris Gayle was consumed by Mashraf-e-Murtaza. When Gayle tried to come down the wicket of Mashraf-e-Murtaza, and Mushfiqur Rahim behind the stumps took the catch, he was out for 15. And Chris Gayle continues to struggle on Bangladeshi wickets, out for 15 of 22 balls, 2 fours and 1 6. Contributions coming in from Darren Bravo, 28 of 41 balls with 3 fours. Lenny Simmons made only 9. Marlon Samuels only made 16. They were all victims of Haque Ghazi. Haque Ghazi, and also was well supported by the other spinner Abdul Razzaq, the left-arm spinner. 5 overs, no maiden, 3 for 19. Kieron Pollard was the last hope, but he fell bowled by Naeem Islam for 25 of 35 balls. Dwayne Smith, who was inducted into the squad, disappointed. LBW bowled Abdul Razzaq for a duck. Devon Thomas was out for a duck to the bowling of Abdul Razzaq. and it was a real procession. Sammy holed out into the deep for 12 of Mahmudullah. Andre Russell was run out for 9. Sunil Narine was out for 10, and West Indies were totally all out for 132. The pressure really telling on this experienced West Indies side, with Bangladesh wrapping it up pretty quickly. Ghazi 3 for 21, 3 for 19 for Abdul Razak, and 1 wicket apiece to Mashraf Murtaza, Naeem Islam and Mahmudullah. Anamul Haque, the talented 19-year-old youngster, got the man of the match. Well, I'm going to swiftly turn my attention here because what has happened is I've taken a lot of time on this Bangladesh match. As far as Australia and South Africa is concerned, South Africa continued their merry ways, and today Jack Scalise definitely was dismissed for 37 with 5 fours, but the feature was Hashim Amla not only going to a century, but almost, it was a very real shame to see Hashim Amla get out for 196, but he had 21 boundaries in that, but he got tremendous support from A.B. de Villiers. In fact, as you know, after Cali's 287, there was another big partnership which ensued. From 287 for 3, South Africa took the score on to 436. Amla was pretty good with the stroke making, just continued in his fashion, but A.B. de Villiers was again South Africa played in absolute one-day mode, and A.B. de Villiers unveiled some great strokes. There was a lot of inventive strokes coming from him. In fact, he reverse swept Nathan Lyon for 3 boundaries to take his score from 87 to a century. And what he proved is, after being a wicketkeeper batsman, he has proved that this position is his for his making. A.B. de Villiers contributing 169 with 21 fours and 3 sixes of 184 balls. This is definitely one-day stuff here. And this was the fulcrum on which the South African innings was built. In fact, they were 569 all out, thus setting Australia a target of 632, a mammoth target of 632 to win. It looks like South Africa are definitely favourites. Dean Elgar was out for a duck today. It was LBW bowled Johnson. Faf du Plessis made 27 with 4 boundaries. Robin Peterson was out for a duck. Vernon Philanders had an unbeaten 14 to his name. Steen was out for 8, and Morne Morkel for 8, and the chief wicket taker was Mitchell Starc. Mitchell Starc 28.5 overs, 3 maidens, 154 runs and 6 wickets. Shane Watson none for 24. Mitchell Johnson 25 110 runs and 4 wickets. These were the only wicket takers yesterday as far as Australia were concerned. And then Australia set a huge target of 632 to win the match. And in fact, if they win the match, they definitely go on the top of the ICC Test rankings. And as I said, that would be a great farewell for Ricky Ponting, who probably would be walking in tomorrow if at all Australia lose a wicket. And for South Africa, it looks like everything is good. In fact, let me tell you that Australia finished at 40 for no loss. In fact, they just survived, I would say. David Warner was not out on 29 of 32 balls with 5 fours. Ed Cowan was not out on 9, but he took his time at the crease. He was really pinned at the crease. There were no boundaries. He just was just playing from the safety of the crease, and he wanted to just see off the day. David Warner was the one who was playing his strokes, but also living dangerously, I thought. But Ed Cowan was not out on 9, and Australia now need 569 runs to win the match if they want to go on the top of the ICC Test rankings. It looks a very it looks absolutely impossible with the 4th day. The pitch is playing good, but it's something. It's definitely, one can really put our money on South Africa to win the match and actually hold on to the mace and hold on to their #1 ICC Test rankings. Dale Steyn 5 overs, 2 maidens, none for 14. Philander 5 overs for 15. Morne Morkel 3 overs for 9. And as I said, it all depends. It is something very unlikely to happen that Australia could win the match. Yes, they definitely have 2 days in store, but it's not going to be easy with the South African bowlers. Even though Australia have finished with 40 for no loss, I feel it's a difficult. It is an impossible task. Well, if that would happen, I think it would be a miracle, because it's a big task, 569 runs to make, and that too only 4th and 5th day remaining. If at all the pitch cracks and Robin Peterson comes into the equation with his spinners, one does not know. But well, as I said, I'm definitely right now, I'm definitely putting my money on South Africa and saying that I think South Africa are going to hold the mace, and they're going to be once again holding on to their ICC top ranking as far as international cricket is concerned. So, but I think we have a good game. It all depends on how Australia really pan out. Australian batsmen really play the South African bowlers. That's it from me, your host Ram, for the cricket show for today. See you all tomorrow. Thank you.